Hello and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. It is Wednesday morning at 9:30, at least where I am. It may be a different time for you wherever you're located, or perhaps if you're watching the replay, but good morning, or hello, good evening, good day. Um, Welcome to Coffee with a Splash of Inspiration. So it's been a crazy busy last few weeks, but I have I have done all the things. I have had so much fun. Uh, Started with my Stamp and Stack at the beginning of November. Great group of ladies. We made 16 awesome cards. Had an afternoon of absolute fun and uh, giggles and catching up because for a lot of us it was the first time we'd seen each other since before COVID. So that was wonderful. And then the following weekend was my Stampin' Up! On stage conference in Montreal. That's for demonstrators only. And if you want to know how to get in on all that fun, let me know. It's good stuff. And there's more of that to come. So um, awesome weekend in Montreal, enjoying all sorts of uh, stamping and crafting and inspiration and new products because, of course, we have seen the upcoming catalog that goes live for customers in January. Um, and just again meeting up with old friends, making new friends, and not necessarily old, past friends, ones that we hadn't seen since before COVID. So that was awesome. And then this past weekend, oh my goodness, I hosted my girls' getaway weekend, the first one in 3 years because I haven't done one since before COVID, and it was the best. I cannot begin to tell you. I will gush over this for the next half hour if you let me. So I know we need to do some crafting. So I will just tell you that it was truly amazing. Um, it was everything that you want in a weekend. It was girlfriends again. Met some people that I had not met before, and some that I had met only very briefly, and we got to hang out together for the weekend. So you have a chance to get to know people a little bit and build some friendships. Of course, we all have a common interest of crafting. We did some awesome crafting. The talent and the inspiration in the room is, you know, huge. So you come away with lots of great ideas. And if you need a little help with, oh, I don't know what to do with this, there's always someone uh, there that can make a suggestion and give you some ideas and spark some new crafting and all the rest of it. Awesome weekend with those ladies. It filled my cup. My cup is overflowing, I have to tell you. Uh, Spending a weekend with a wonderful group of ladies, it's so good for the soul. So anyway, I haven't even suggested that you say hello and let me know that you're here with me, but please do. Uh, you're not coming up on my tablet right now, and I don't know why, but I will continue to work on this while oh, there we go. Looks like we're getting it now. So, um, yes, it was just the best. I have to, like I said, I could gush for the next half hour over how wonderful this weekend was, but I won't. Suffice to say, it was truly wonderful. Uh, I am so blessed to have all these people in my life and so blessed to have them uh, give their time to spend a weekend with me at this event. It was wonderful. The next one, in case you want in on the next weekend of awesomeness, is February 24th to 26th. So February 24th to 26th, 2023. Uh, Information will be out for that in a couple of weeks or so. If you were at the last one, you get first crack at the spots because the last one was sold out. So the room is very large, but it does have a limit. So if you were at the last one, you get first crack at a spot at the next one. But there will be some spaces available. So if you weren't at the last one and you'd like to be at the next one, because oh my gosh, it's where you got to be. Um, Watch for that. It'll be out, as I say, in a couple weeks, but I'll keep you posted. Okay, time for me to stop gushing about all the awesome fun I've had this month and share some crafting with you. So I am going to flip this down And you will see here that I have some dies. These are the deckled rectangles, and they are in the annual catalog, and I have been looking at them since last May when the annual catalog started. And I hadn't bought them, but I was thinking about it, and then there'd be something else, there would be a squirrel that ran by a different way or something and distracted me. And so I hadn't purchased them. But then Stampin' Up! Had this wonderful thing called a seasonal sale. And they put dies on sale. And guess what? Now I own the deckled rectangles. So yes, I did treat myself to these. And I have only played with them a tiny, tiny bit for the projects for today, but I like them. I wasn't sure. I'm a little bit of a clean line kind of girl, but these little wiggles and squiggles in the rectangle, they work. They're nice. It just adds a little bit of interest. And so I think I'm going to really like this because what a wonderful set of rectangles that just layer and layer and layer and layer. So let me show you the first card that I made. This is the card that I made for my sample. And it is just a basic white thick card base. And then this is the largest rectangle. So the largest one is not quite as large as a full card base, but does make a perfect layer for your card base. Okay, and then I went down 2 layers. So this is 2. So there could be another one in between there to fill that gap if you chose. And I cut basic white. And this is the flying heron from Heron Habitat that I think I actually put away. Look at me cleaning up, eh? I have to tell you, the girls' getaway weekend, my desk was a mess all weekend. I didn't do any crafting. I just had so much stuff on the go, but helping people and sharing tips and tricks and all this wonderful stuff. So anyway, my desk, I'm trying to keep my desk tidy here at home now. Anyway, this is the smallest rectangle, and this is also the smallest. So I cut the same size, and I just offset it, Night of Navy and basic white. This was Balmy Blue, not sure I mentioned that. So this was Smoky Slate ink, and then I used my sponge dauber to add a bit of Night of Navy. Hope you can see that, just to give a little subtle blue in my blue heron, because that's what we have at our cottage. And I know you've heard me talk about this heron habitat set and the herons at our cottage and stuff. And then these little embellishments are elegant faceted gems, and these are the clear ones. They come in clear and petal pink, I think, and white. So there's 3 different colors, 2 different sizes in those, and I used the clear ones. I wanted a little something, but I didn't want it to become too in your face. So that's what I used on that one. Alrighty, let's get started. We are going to move over and be seasonal for our next card. So again, I'm going to use a thick, basic white card base. And these cards are really, they are easy to make. You do need a big shot, and you do need the large, cut and emboss machine. Yes, our die cutting machine, that thing. Yes. These outside ones will not fit into our mini cut and emboss machine. The smaller ones would, but if you wanted to use these large ones, you do need the full size for those. Okay, and then I have used, oh my goodness, look at me. I've used this paper. One moment. How terrible is that? I thought I was so organized. Never, never fails, right? This is, it is from the Storybook Gnomes. That's what it's called. Storybook Gnomes on page 43. So all these cute little gnomey guys. But if you can see just a tiny bit, this page on the end here, and it's so hard to see designer series paper in the catalog. You got to see it live. But this piece here It's one of my favorites in the package. It's not the gnomes, and I love the gnomes. They're adorable. They're cute. I've used them. I've, you know, used them in a number of places and times and everything. But you know me and my blues. I love Night of Navy. It's so crisp and anyway, I think it's lovely, and so I love this paper. So I thought I would use it. So I have cut this paper with the, can you see this? With the largest deckled rectangle again. So it does have those little ridges and fun bits. And I'm just going to add a sentiment and some embellishments to this card. And we're going to call it a really happy day because I want to show off these lovely trees and the colors and everything. So I have cut the smallest rectangle, and then I went up one size, and this is our silver metallic paper. You get 3 different shades of the silvers, and this one has it's possibly a little more of a purple tint, but kind of a bluish purple tint, and I thought that it would coordinate with this paper, so that's what I die cut for that. So I am going to use the Christmas Wishes, and look, you can see it because it's stained red. Christmas Wishes sentiment from the Leaves of Folly stamp set. This was one of the main stamp sets that we used on the weekend, and everybody loved it because, of course, it also has that beautiful poinsettia paper, and we made some awesome cards. I will post them on my blog. There hasn't been a whole lot of them out there yet, but I will put them up. If you want to see a little bit more of the weekend and what was going on, I put a whole bunch of pictures onto Facebook of everybody sharing some of their favorite projects from the weekend. So you can go check out all of that. Okay. We'll just put some Christmas wishes right on here. Whoop. There we go. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so get this cleaned up before I make a mess in too many places. So if you are interested in my monthly card class, which is normally the 3rd Wednesday of the month, you need to know that for the month of December, we are backing it up a week. It will be the 2nd Wednesday. So December the 14th will be my monthly card class, and it will not be cards because we still want to be working on Christmas, but it's a little late for Christmas cards. So we will do, I may not have all the projects designed yet, but it will be, Christmas bags and tags, and in this the seasonal sale that they had, I also may have purchased the tag dies, which is kind of cool because now we can use some of those for our December class. So there will be a class. It will be early and it won't be cards, but it's not always. It'll be other Christmas items that you will find handy to have, especially last minute, wrapping up gifts or gift cards. I usually do a gift card holder because those are always handy at this time of year. And we'll see what else, but it'll be fun. We get to hang out and craft and have some fun. Okay, now, not sure whether I want this flat and this popped, or this flat and this popped, or both popped. Let me see. I really think I want my sentiment popped, so I'm going to do that, and then we will, we'll take a look and see what we think after that. So, I haven't used this silver paper a whole lot, but I pulled it out thinking, oh, it would be perfect for this, and it is, and it's like, why haven't I used this more? This is lovely. But you know what? I also pulled out the snowflake vellum, and I pulled out the festive foils. And it's like, I have so many pretty things I want to use. So we will definitely be using the Snowflake Vellum for the next card class. You know, I think, see if I can sort of visualize this. Oh, I think I want it flat on there. So we're just going to put adhesive on the back here. I'm going to leave it flat to the card because the sentiment part is popped up. And I am going to put it up here because I want to leave as much of these trees to show as I can, because I just think they're awesome. There we go. Okay, and then a little bit of embellishment. And look, I was trying to figure out, at first I was thinking maybe silver, like clear rhinestones might work. And then I found these pastel pearls. And look at these icy blue. I thought, oh, they just kind of all coordinate. So I think I am going to use these. And we'll just pop some of these onto here. Some people would say the bad thing, or you could say the good thing. You don't have to worry about making choices because there's only one size of these. You don't have to decide if you're going to use two big and one smaller, one big and two small, or whatever. They're all the same size, so just use 3. There you go. Odd numbers, right? We like odd numbers, and you could use more, but 3 will give it enough. So look, we've got our sentiment, we've got some embellishments, and we're still showing off these beautiful trees. So look at that. If you have not started your Christmas cards yet, you're in trouble. Or, well, you're not in trouble yet because it is still just November, but you do need to get going. So there you go. Let me recommend, Connie recommends deckled rectangles because they add a little interest and fun. And this is a super quick card, but looks nice. And now I was gonna say, and hope you like it because there's only one, but I found it. Thought I'd lost it. So there you go. Let me come back in here and join you for a moment. There we go. Okay, I am back. So that's the card. Like I said, it's an easy card to make. If you need to, you need to be making multiples, you can do that quite easily. I would recommend you do all your paper cutting, your die cutting, and then you sit down, you do all your stamping, and then you just assemble. And you could make a large stack of beautiful handmade cards very quickly. So you can still do it. You have time to make your own handmade Christmas cards. And there is nothing better than getting a beautiful handmade card in the mail. So that's my inspiration for today. I hope you enjoy it. Do leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you do that. And if you are looking for other inspiration, you will find lots of my videos on YouTube. They're up there, and once you have subscribed to my channel, you can find them and have a little peek. Enjoy them. That's it for this morning. Have an awesome day, everyone. I know I will, and I really hope you do too. We'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.